Good afternoon. Welcome to the 2018 Division 3 Winter Final here from Brossard, Quebec. It is day 2 of competition. Day 1, we had some thrilling events. Now day 3, or day 2 that is, 3 games to look at, including this one right now. It is the 9-1 heavily favored Laval Finals against the 8-2 Brotherhood. Both number 1 seeds making it through for the Div 3 Finals here in Brossard. Welcome our broadcast partner to my immediate right, Simon Dagenet, and to my far right, Pizzi Delarizzi, who both manned the booth yesterday, did a remarkable job yesterday. Near flawless. Not flawless because Simon always messes up for everybody.
That's true. I was going to say manned. It was half manned, half childed. The child part being Simon
Jokes are
Dagenet.
not easy for me to handle.
Apparently.
You are a joke, but you don't realize you're a joke. But anyway, let's get to the broadcast here, guys. 2 good teams here. Div 3, arguably one of the better divisions this year during the regular season. I'll start with you, Simon Dagenet. You got Theo Ojea.
Yep.
A guy who knows this Laval's roster very well with his brother Jamie Ojea, and of course the guy that throws him in Division 2 and Dylan Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
How important is it for him to, I guess, not match pass for pass, but to be able to one-up Dylan Taylor in the quarterback department today?
I don't think that's how the game's going to go down. I don't think Theo has the ability to keep up with Dylan Taylor as a quarterback. So it's going to come down to Theo's ability as a defensive player to get in Dylan's head and keep the score low. If the score was within 4 touchdowns, below 30 points, that's Brotherhood's game. If it goes to 35 plus, then that's Laval's Finance's game.
Because we look at the Brotherhood defense, right, and we look at Laval's offense. They have steamrolled through their competition. Their closest game was against KGB champs in the playoffs, which they won by 4. How can they force turnovers in this football game against a very good Laval's Finance team, which may or may not have Rod Mastub, who was warming up in pregame?
Well, the thing we've seen from Brotherhood all season long with regards to Brotherhood is that they score early and then they control the pace of the game. They don't want it to be sort of an 8 or 9 possession game. They want it to be a 5 possession game. They want to choke out Joey Taylor's offense. So I was talking to Theo.
Taylor.
Sorry?
Dylan Taylor.
Sorry. I was talking to Theo J before the game at the press conference. He said that, look, we know what Dylan likes to do. We know what Dylan Taylor is all about. So we're going to take that away. On the defensive side, we'll have to see if Laval's Finest can match them stride for stride.
Opening possession here for the Brotherhood. Theo J at quarterback with Kwesi Gordon-Mall in the backfield, flexing to his right. It appears it is going to be a man-to-man look for Laval's defense. Rolling to the right now, pivoting to the left. Ajay's got time. Bekelis with a rush going way over the head of Kwesi Gordon-Mall, and it'll be second down coming up.
It's an interesting start to see the rusher kind of break down in front of Theo, make sure he doesn't run. But it did give him a lot of time to pass. That was a very long play. If he keeps rushing him this way to avoid the run, we could see broken plays all across the field.
That's been the book on Theo Auger early in his quarterbacking career. Is you need to break down in front of him and make him a thrower. He's gotten better, obviously, as a passer. But I think also we're going to see Theo start to take advantage unless they change the pace of the rush now and again.
33 touchdowns, a 52% passer that he was during the regular season. 2nd and 10 for OJ in this Brotherhood offense. Looking to the left. Taking 3 steps to the left, looking, going cross body over the head, completed to Mall. Up there for the first down and more. He's got space. 1 man to beat, 2 man to beat, and he's tackled just at the lip of the goal line. And a huge 38-yard gain for Kwesi Gordon-Mall. It's 1st and goal.
Referee's favorite spot, the 1 millimeter line.
He was right there.
He was.
But again, you saw it. The rush didn't get there on time. It gave Theo extra time to hit Kwesi as he crossed across the field the entire way. The fact that the rush is not putting so much pressure, is taking away the run but not the pass, gives them too much time on these broken plays, and Brotherhood's offense is going to excel if this keeps going on.
Keep an eye out for Jamie Ojea playing the left cornerback position here. 20-18 left in this opening half. Simon Dagenet, Pizzi Delarizzi, Mocon here. It is the 3rd play of the opening drive for the Brotherhood offense. So far, they are off to good. Brotherhood now rolling to the right. Ajay, quick pass, 1 hopper, incomplete, intended for Jamal Gittins with 19:59 left here. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Jamal Gittins showing that basketball ability, catching the bounce pass. Unfortunately, it doesn't work in NFPF or any other form of football. It's going to be 2nd and short. But Theo J saw Jamal Gittins immediately break open. It almost seemed like he held the ball a half second too long.
Are you surprised he's attacking his brother this early on the game?
I
mean, of all the defenders on the Laval's Finest, the best defender is Jamie Ojea, right?
But I don't think it's about attacking a guy or not. It's just he calls the concept, and that's the thing that opened up.
Okay.
2nd and goal coming up here for Ojea's offense. So far, he's 1 for 3 on a 39-yard official catch to Kwesi Gordon-Mall, who's playing the left slot back. Man-to-man look again, rolling to the right. Ojea, back end zone, incomplete. One-handed grab attempt by Omar Jackson, who slams hard into the wall. And it'll be 3rd and goal. Gentlemen, he's gone to the right twice now. Does he go to the other side and try to make him second guess over here?
I think he likes the matchup that he has on the right on his right side. It's his strongest side. There's Jamal and Omar. It was a good play design that forced Jamie to sort of sit in front of Jamal on that hook once again, and he had Omar in the back. The pass wasn't as precise that Theo would have liked, but that was a good play design that potentially could have worked.
And the thing is, they played off the first play where Jamal Gittins ran a comeback to the cone. This time ran the same comeback to the cone, but through the corner over top.
Exactly.
The leading touchdown getter this year, Khalil Kerr with 9, who's not in the lineup today. And here's Jaya looking over the middle, through the teeth, deflected by Nick Bekelis, who we talk about Theo Bekelis quite often here and what he's done during the regular season. Nick Bekelis had a very under-the-radar season where he's made some big catches on defense, a big pass deflection to make it 4th and goal.
Yeah, and Bekelis is one of the most versatile players in this division. We're seeing it here on this play on defense, and specifically in this part of the field. This is one of the things the Laval Finest does particularly well is operate with less room for the offense to operate.
Big play now for Jaya's offense. 4th and goal. Can he go for 6-0? He does. Kwesi Gordemal, the first touchdown, his second catch of the day. 6-0 with 17:55 left.
A very well designed play. You had Samaji run to the back in the end zone, forcing the corner to sit with him, and you had Kwesi run a quick out, and the defender simply couldn't keep up with him. He was wide open.
The thing, coming to this game, we knew that not all Brotherhood roster could be here due to the cap restrictions. They seem to be without Khalil Kerr. Do you guys think that this is the best version of the Brotherhood team?
It might be the one they're most comfortable with. It's the one they've been riding the whole playoffs, right? Khalil hasn't played in the playoffs for them yet.
Extra point attempt to go up 7-0. Ojea looking left, through the hands and deflected by Zach Zorin out of play. Now it's 6-0, and now it's time for Laval's Finest offense, and we'll see if Rod Mastrup, who's not out there, it's Sam Mastrup's out there. What difference does this make for the offense with their top target not in the initial lineup right now?
Rod Mastrup not being in the game looks to be massive. On offense specifically, he's tall, he's physical, can go up against some of these big Brotherhood receivers. Huge impact for him not to be out there, but an opportunity for young Sam Mastrup to prove himself. A guy I know particularly well, having coached him in FPF Junior.
You went from braces to now catching balls in Div 3.
Braces to races. It's fast.
Dylan Taylor now at quarterback. He's got Mastrub in the right slot. Zach Zorin to the immediate far right. He's looking left. He's looking deep. He's going to the right corner. He's got a man open. Mastrub incomplete. Theo Jaya in on the coverage. 2nd and 10 coming
That's
up.
something to watch. One of the things about Sam Mastrub is he never drops the ball until he drops the ball. And that was contested, but it's definitely a ball he should have brought in. He had 2 hands on it. Just sort of lost concentration.
Speaking of speed, you saw him burst right through the defender and at that corner, ran the corner really well. He was open. That ball got there. It's just a matter of it went right through his hands. But you said he brings speed to his offense. That's exactly what we saw in the very first play.
And that's the thing is hopefully he can keep his concentration and knowing he should have had a touchdown in the first play.
The duo Zurin and Bekelis combined, that is Theo, that is 29 TDs. And here's Taylor on 2nd down, looking over the middle, going to the far right, incomplete for Zach Zurin. Omar Jackson on the coverage. And it'll be 3rd down coming up here with 15:45 left, 6-0 for the Brotherhood.
Dylan Taylor had a wide receiver wide open on the hook on the outside on the left side. Instead goes to his right, forces it, incomplete.
This is the only problem when your first play goes for a deep pass and it goes incomplete is you take a shot, but you put yourself in tough situations coming into 2nd, 3rd, and maybe 4th down. Now they're 3rd and long, and they're hoping you need to get at least some sort of yardage because 4th and 10 is not the sort of situation your offense wants to be in.
17 INTs this year for the Brotherhood defense. 15-19 left here. Taylor looking to the right. He's got him open. Zwerin right around Jackson. Flagging the play. No, it'll be 4th and short, gentlemen. That might have been a little bit of a hold
Looked
from
like
Omar Jackson.
It looked like he was trying to go for the flags and missed.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, you can't really blame the receiver for grabbing something, right? If you go for the flags and you pull,
and you miss, you grab his eyes. I mean, it's gonna be a penalty every time. But Zach Zwerin, I learned on the press conference, Z is actually his nickname. His name is Zach Z Zwerin.
Yeah.
So triple Z's.
I thought Z was like
Triple
the nickname
Zs.
because like it's Z,
I
right?
think he's just like a sleepy guy.
Yeah.
4th and 1 coming up here. 14:42 left in this first half. Taylor looking to convert. Rolling to the right, quick pass. Matched up, stretching himself out for the first down and more. And it will be a new set of downs for this Laval's offense. And they'll be inside the Brotherhood territory for the first time today.
Very nice catch by Sam Mashto. Wasn't the easiest of passes to catch. It was poorly thrown by Dylan Taylor, but he put it on a spot where it was Sam or nobody, and Sam Mashto made a great catch on that ball. Kind of bailing his team out after the first drop that he had.
And that's nice to see because, as we said, that's how he moves on from that first play is going to be important for him.
Omar Jackson in on the tackle. 1st and 10, just at the midfield point. 14 minutes to go in this first half. Taylor looking to the left, pumping. He's got space to run. He'll take off. Away he goes down the right side. Taylor has one man to beat. Ronson with the tackle. And that should be enough for a first down with 13:55 left.
Bizarrely, he looked like he had at least 3 open receivers. He looked like he had both corners open and at least one of the hooks open on the outside.
I like what Brotherhood is doing with the 2 different rushers. They had Kwesi rush a few times. They're switching in and out. To have 2 different rushers creates a sort of... It's difficult for a quarterback to kind of feel the rusher out because you're switching left and right. It could have an impact a bit later in this game.
Could be the speed of the Brotherhood defense really closing the gaps a lot faster than normal.
Potentially. I just think that Dylan Taylor didn't have the time to read the field.
13:25 left here. Taylor pivoting to the right, pumping, back in the end zone. Ojea with the pick. Theo Ojea beat his brother Jamie to the ball, and the first turnover goes in favor for the Brotherhood. They're up 6-0.
This is a sort of play that we both know Dylan Taylor likes to run as an offense. Took this play probably from STL, put it with Laval's finest. Theo knew exactly what was coming. He read the play the whole way, put himself in the right position to make a pick, and he looked like the ball was thrown to him.
Well, we saw it, and we're looking at the replay. We saw that developing up here. As soon as he cocked his arm back, we saw Theo Ojea break to where the route was going to be.
It looked like he knew exactly where the ball was going, and he just baited it.
12:45 left here. Ojea's second series, looking to the left, going deep. He's got Giddens open, diving through the hands with Jamie Ojea in on the coverage. It'll be second down. He was ever so close to catching that ball for 6.
Jamie Ojea seems to have, talking to Zach Zwern, there seems to be some miscommunication between the two of them. He felt as though Zwern should have been helping on the coverage. Either way, the only reason that ball's not caught is Theo Ojea didn't get enough on it, kind of floated to the corner of the end zone.
It looked like the ball was there. Jamal Giddens had a chance to make a play on the ball. Jamie Ojea, by just jumping in front of him, sort of screened them and took away the connection.
Yeah, but he was open early, Simon. What happened was that ball was in the air way too long.
Yeah, no, for sure. But he still had a chance to make a play on the ball, and the fact that Jamie jumped in front of him sort of took that away.
12 to go in this first half. Ojea rolling to the left. He's going to go crossbody, intended, caught by Kwesi Gordon-Mull, who has both completions from Theo Ojea so far today. That puts him over 50 yards for the afternoon with 11:50 left in this first half.
How amazing is it that we know you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to roll out and throw across your body. But when Theo Ojea does it, we're not even worried. We're not even saying it's a dangerous pass or any of that.
That was the exact play they did that got
Earlier,
39 yards earlier in the game, where Kwesi's running it deep and across, and he's hitting him next to the sideline. Theo's basically just buying time against the rusher because he knows the rusher really can't beat him. So he drops back a little bit, and then he knows exactly when to hit Kwesi Gordon-Mull across the field.
11:23 left here. Simon Dagenet, PZ Del Rizzi, Mo Khan on the call for the Div 3 final. Brotherhood's up 6-0 in this first half. Action. Mull now flexing over to the right, so trips right for Theo Ojea. Slow snap, looking to the middle, pushing back, and he is sacked by Nick McKellis. A very disjointed play development, and it felt like he never had any rhythm whatsoever.
And a smart decision by Laval's finest defense, sort of shifting to the left, giving the outside to Majid, knowing he's not much of a speed threat. So Zach Zwern shifted, rest of the defense shifted to the other side, and they were able to overload on the trips play on defense.
I really like what Theo Ojea did as a quarterback. He saw the play wasn't there. Instead of forcing it into coverage, try to squeeze the ball in, and that could have been a pick. He decided to just take the sack. Didn't even try to beat the rush.
Are you surprised he didn't try and run, though, Simon?
I am surprised he didn't try to run.
What is there to lose at that point?
But he did sort of just gave up on play, saying, I'll take the sack here. We'll move on to second down. I'm not wasting an opportunity to maybe throw a pick where it wasn't there, right?
Nick McAllis had 7 sacks during the regular season. A big one. It'll be second and extremely long with 10:20 left here. Ojea rolling to the left again. He's going down the right sideline. Caught by Giddens right in front of Jamie Ojea, just short of the first down with 10 left in this first half.
This is what I think the Brotherhood may be one of the best team at, is those deep hooks. He has Jamal Giddens running a 15 hook. The problem is he's so fast that the safety has to play 2 steps, 3 steps away from him just in case he decides to turn on the burners. And as he stopped for a 15-yard hook, it was wide open. Makes it an easy completion down the field. And
when you see that in the replay, we saw he went sort of inside, back out, and then come back to the sideline. So very good route by Jamal Giddens.
3rd and about 2 coming up here for this offense. 9:42 left in this first half. Base formation for the Brotherhood offense. Again, a very quiet day so far from Zach Zwern on defense. We'll see if he comes through. Pivot now from Ojea. He's got space. One man to beat, and McAllis got him. Will that be a sack or will it be a 1-yard gain? It appears it's a 1-yard gain, so it'll be 4th and 1, gentlemen, coming up.
Without the ability to run for Theo Ojea on 4th down.
That was a great play by Nick McAllis as a rusher. you expect Theo Ojeda to be able to run on these sort of patterns when he takes off, and for the rushers to get back to him and be able to not allow him to cut back the way he usually does. That was a fantastic play.
Ojeda averaged about 9.5 yards per carry this year, almost 260 yards in total this regular season, with inside 9 to go in this first half.
And some odd snaps early on from Ahmed Majid, not quite as sharp as usual. Something to keep an eye on.
The hometown nerves. They are
perhaps
guys from Brossard in this game here from the Brotherhood.
From his home crowd.
A lot of family.
Looks to be man defense.
Ojeda pumping right, looking, going deep. He's got a man. Getting Sky up there. He's pushed out of bounds. Touchdown.
That's something that might be challenged.
Beautiful catch by Jamal Giddens in the back of the end zone. You saw that he was wide open. This is what he does best, right? Those jump balls in the back of the end zone. This is his strength. And you saw that Jamie Ojeda was a bit late to the ball, tried to play the man rather than play the ball.
Jamie Ojeda win an Academy Award, however, giving the shove but pulling the flag to make it look as though he was still aiming to pull the flag the entire time.
To me, it looked like he sort of pushed him out of bounds, but the referee knew that he would have. If he would have landed out of inbounds without the push, that's pretty much what he estimated. I'm assuming the referee gave it to him because he pushed him out of bounds.
Unfortunately, the one angle we had was blocked by Rod Mashtoop, who's in street clothes. So
that's his fault for not being able to get the challenge.
Exactly. If he was in street clothes, he'd be playing. It's 12-0. Picked up by Voss. Here he comes out of the end zone. One man to beat in Ojeda, and that will likely not happen. And now Theo will flag him calmly.
I love how Theo just ran next to him, knowing that he's got all the time in the world to tackle him.
Well, Janison Voss is actually one of the least known players in this division and for Laval's finest. He's a guy who played Division 6 not long ago with Warriors.
6 and 5, yeah.
And so he's actually, I thought he'd be kind of out of his depth early on Division 3, but he's fit this team very well. He's made impactful plays on defense the entire season. He's got
a good knack for the ball. He has the right size and the right speed to play in FPF, but he has a good football IQ and a good knack for the ball that makes him a very good defender.
Guys like you and I look like we have a good snack for the ball.
That's 7:13 left. Taylor looking left, caught by Jimmy Ojeda, his first catch, and he'll try to get around Ronson for maybe a 4-yard gain with 7 minutes to go here. You look at Dylan Taylor, guys, 1 INT so far. He threw 54 touchdowns during the regular season. He wasn't happy that he wasn't quarterback there. Talking to me through you guys as voters. Snubbed again, right?
As simple as it is.
Yeah.
So how important is this drive for this team to get points and not fall behind by 3
You can't
scores.
fall behind by 3 scores. It's just you need to score now. Regardless of how long it takes, you need to score.
Taylor looking right, caught by Zwarent, and he will loop around Omar Jackson, and that will be short of a first down with 6:32 left. And Omar Jackson has gotten a full dose of defensive tackle so far. Is that the weak link, in your opinion, guys, of what they're trying to attack on the Brotherhood defense?
It does appear to be that's a spot. Omar Jackson, not as quick as he once was, tends to cheat a little bit more on defense these days as he's using his wiles a little bit more than in the past, and so Dylan Taylor sees it.
Taylor looking left, short pass Theo Bacalis, his first introduction to the game, and he is tackled right away by Kwesi Gordon-Mall with 6 minutes to go, with 12-0 lead for the Brotherhood. And this will be now, I believe, a 3rd and 1 coming up for this Laval's offense.
I'm not too surprised to see Dylan Taylor focus more on his right side and his left side. If you look at who's playing defense for Brotherhood on the left side, you have Jamal Giddens and Kwesi Gordon-Mall, both Division 1 players. And then if you look on the right side, they're not Division 1 players.
Correct.
It's not that they're not good. It's just compared to the other side.
The level of talent.
Exactly.
I don't believe anyone said they weren't good, Timo.
Taylor going deep middle, and unfortunate for Theo Bacalis, he was zigging. That ball was zagging with 5:29 left here, and the ever dreaded 4th down is up, gentlemen, here, and they have to convert. Otherwise, if they get the ball back in midfield, this could be danger zone for this.
It's 2nd down, no?
They did get the first.
They did get the first down officially? So
it's 2nd down now.
I saw Leo Jarego fist pumps. 2nd down, I beg your pardon.
He was trying to show his love for the broadcast. Give us a little fist bump in the sky.
Or it was in like 2, but we're too far away. We couldn't see the fingers.
Could be. We're also getting as old as Omar Jackson.
Inside 5 to go. Here's Taylor looking left. He's going to Jamie Ojeda, and that is going to be caught by Jamie Ojeda for the touchdown. 12-6 lead.
Great touch, tough throw. Had to fit it between 2 defenders, and a great job by Jamie Ojeda to hang on to it.
I thought that ball was going to be intercepted by Kwesi Gordon-Mall. I thought he had the positioning on the ball, but it was slightly over his head. That was a very nice ball by Dylan Taylor.
And here's the replay.
Squeeze it where it had to be done, and Jamie Ojeda ran a great pattern.
The tight window, not through 1 but 2 defenders on top of that. So the concentration on Jimmy Ojeda to get that touchdown. 12-6 lead here with 4:24 left. A much needed points for this Laval's offense that have averaged about 40 points per game 5 times during the regular season. Rolling to the right, Taylor deflected. Ronson deflected twice, 3 times by Ronson as Theo Bekels was at the right spot, right moment, but last second poke by Jeremy Ronson.
Straight pinball action. Simon, that touchdown, we talked about this yesterday, that 12 to 15 yards team that's very difficult to cover in FPF, but if you don't make the throw perfectly, it's super dangerous, and Dylan Taylor made it as well as I've seen it made.
It's one of the most effective play that seem at 12 to 15 yards, but it's also one of the toughest to make.
Mhm.
And Dylan Taylor has been doing it for STL, has been doing it for Laval's Finest all season, and it's one of his best throws, but it's also one of the most difficult ones to do.
3:36 left in this first half. 12-6 lead for the Hood. Ajay, that is looking right. Jackson was held by Voss perhaps, but Jimmy just slipped at the last second. It was a very lazy throw when you think about how slow it got there. That could have been picked off very easily.
I do like the acting job on Laval's Finest. They're really good at hiding their holds, really good at hiding contact. Look, it's not something that really changes the game and not something particularly dangerous, but the hand fighting is part of FPF, and I'm happy the officials are letting it play out.
I like the play as a whole. I like what kind of happened. I'm not a big fan of the pass itself, but I like the concept. He threw it to a spot and expected Omar Jackson to sort of get there later. So he baits his defender to go on the inside and then just beats him to the sideline for a sideline catch. It could have worked, but it is first down after all, so it doesn't really matter if it goes incomplete.
Ajay from the lip of his goal line. Short, quick pass to the right. Get in spin move on Jamie Ajay, and he'll be tackled just shy. And it'll be 3rd and short coming up here with 2:41 left.
Yeah, and it's what we've seen from Theo J all season long. Take a shot's not there, no problem. Time to go back to the methodical offense. And he's gotten so good at just managing the game and understanding the importance of living for another down.
Those deep comeback routes are almost impossible to cover when you got a guy like Jamal Gins who's able to just burn you for 40 yards every single play.
Gordon Mull handoff right. Around Kucherus, 2 moves, and he'll have more than enough for a first down with 2:10 left.
The Vols finally switched to a rusher. They tried something a little bit different. Maybe give Nick Bekele some fresh legs. Maybe he needed to stretch on the sideline. It's a smart thing to do. If your rusher starts to get tired, it's good to get someone else in to give him some practice, give him some rest time against a guy like Teojea. But the handoff worked perfectly for Brotherhood, and now they got a fresh set of downs.
And Nick Bekele kneeling on the sideline. It looks knightly in his posture.
A great posture. It must be the
knighted.
cleats. Must be the cleats.
Wow. Sorry, I didn't understand
You've
that
never
way.
knighted. It's not your fault.
Also, yeah.
Well, my ceremony.
1:38 left for Omar Jackson in the backfield with Jamal Gins, a little flea flicker. Ajay rolling to the right with pressure. Ajay going to the left. Bekelis picked off. Away he goes. And he's going to get around Majid. And he's tackled by Ahmed Majid. And with 1:21 left here, they get the much-needed turnover in their favor. And with 1:15 to go.
This is exactly what you were saying earlier. It's not the sort of play you should be doing to run one side and throw across body across the field. He's been doing it all game, and it has been working for him. But to go literally across the field for a deep pass was dangerous. He had the run for a good 7, 8.
It was crazy Gordon Mull ran the last play.
That explains everything.
Yeah. So, but also he had receivers in front of him. My only reaction to that play, calling a flea flicker in that spot, and then throwing across your body. Question mark WTF? Question mark exclamation point. Crying emoji face.
Nick Bekelis had 2 INTs during the regular season, a big one at the goal line. Rolling to the right. Taylor going over. Nice touch pass caught by Sam Ashdub. Around Ajaya. Around Ronson. 1 man to beat. To the end zone. Touchdown 12-12.
Beautiful touch pass by Dan Taylor, but a very well ran pattern by Sam El Mashtub, who made a phenomenal play after the catch. We talked about his speed a little bit early on, and we saw it right there.
Samuel L. Nashted. Not different from Samuel L. Jackson.
And
Made the
here's
catch on the
replay.
sideline, broke from the right sideline, broke across to the left sideline for the score. His speed's excellent, and I know he's happy to get that touchdown back that he lost in the first play of the
He
game.
managed to burn a few guys that you wouldn't expect people to be able to burn.
I'm telling you, he's fast. He's faster than he gets credit for. He's a name we're going to start to know in higher divisions FPF, definitely.
And this should be the last play according to the official score clock before we go to 5 plays. So Brotherhood will have a chance to go up before half unless they give it up again. Taylor looking for the first lead, rolling to the left. Back of the end zone, Omar Jackson coming up big. It will remain 12-12. And now Brotherhood goes back on offense. Guys, do they caution on these trickery moves that they did last series?
I just don't understand doing it at that point in the game. Like, you're on the verge of
They
taking
need
a
to do
three-score
it now.
lead,
I
two-score
agree.
lead to the half. And then the way you execute it is it ends up with a throw across body across the field.
Their offense has been working so
Yeah.
far. You don't need to add these special particular plays. What you've been doing works. Stick to what works for now. The defense wasn't picking up on these
And
deep comebacks
wouldn't
and
you,
stuff.
like you're snapping the ball to Jamal Gittins? Wouldn't you call that on a play where you could also run the ball?
Yes.
It seems bizarre. It just seems bizarre from start to finish.
Well, we'll see what happens now in this next series. Big points on hand for this Brotherhood offense. Ojea looking to the right side, and he gets it completed to Gittins and tackled by Zorin just shy of the first down marker he is. And also mark him off at the bag, and it looks like he will have it indeed by a nose.
Once again, these deep comebacks are wide open. But you have to consider the fact that you're trying to cover a guy who could burn you for 40 yards every time, right?
Well, and honestly, I was going to say, I saw that at the beginning of the play, Zach Zorin switching to that side, but Zach Zorin did a great job covering that comeback. He couldn't possibly done more short of knocking the ball down.
But he's right there. So as a quarterback, I wouldn't try it once again because it was a risky play.
Or maybe go to the fly soon.
Maybe.
High snap again. Ojea around Giancanos, and here he comes. Down the left side he goes, gliding up ahead, and he's going to buccaneer his way up to the sidelines, and he'll be more than enough for a first down. And with 3 plays left here, they are in business at the lip of the goal line.
He's going to buccaneer his way up the sideline. Don't know if you heard that at home.
I did.
Hey.
That's what we were missing yesterday with Mo Khan on in the broadcast. Honestly,
That's the only thing we were missing.
does it seem as though he doesn't trust Majid on the outside? He had him wide open, decided to break the rusher and then run that way.
I think the coverage was there.
It was not there. It was wide
Jensen
open.
Voss was baiting sort of the pass.
No way.
It's a tough matchup to have Sam Majid against Jensen Voss. It's the
I mean,
size
it's not
there.
tough if he's wide open. He was wide open that play.
Okay.
You're wrong.
Okay. But the run did give him like 15
Yes.
yards.
We've seen a
Same
mix
thing.
now of run and pass so far inside plays, and here is Theo Ojea looking for perhaps to go up by 6. Quick pass. Gordon Mall will look around Bicallis, and he'll be tackled at probably the 1.5 yard line. And now comes to the ever tight defense. Guys, what do you do for a defense situation? We saw last time they went to the front of the end zone and scored in the first 6 points.
The interesting part is there's 2 plays left in this half. So all things considered, Brotherhood needs to score here. They absolutely need to score because
Thanks,
they
Captain Obvious.
They
I
don't
know
start with
why
the ball in the second half, so they could take this lead in the second half, but they only have 2 plays, and this is not their best situation. The 1 yard line is not where they dominate.
Well, they've gone to smash out to Kwesi Gordon Mall twice, so let's see if they look there again. This time at trips, maybe try and disguise that route with a different look.
Jackson, the inside left on the trips formation, looking, pumping to the right. Touch pass. Gittins, 2 feet in.
Catch.
Incomplete.
Ooh.
And you wonder if that will be challenged on replay. And boy, oh boy, gentlemen, on our replay, it looked like he had both feet in, and we'll see now in the challenge coming up here. And that might not give us the better look. We need the end zone look from our vantage points. And here we go. The replay coming up.
That was a beautiful play by Brotherhood all around. You see it. He threw that ball perfectly in the back of the end zone. The camera's a bit caught off, but he looks like he has both feet in and he's dragging those toes as he caught the ball. It looks good to me.
But does it benefit Brotherhood to maybe take a couple plays rather than take the
There's
touchdown?
only 1 left. That was the second to last of the half.
Okay,
But
so
regardless,
then,
though,
no
it-
benefit.
No.
But even at that, though, don't you want to get the points that you know, hey, we're not going to play on that
Yeah.
unknown last play?
Surprising there's no challenge.
And away we go. So no challenge. And through the hands of Gittins on the right side. And gentlemen, we're going back to this replay here. And from our view, it looked like he had both feet in. Will they rue the day that they didn't challenge it now, or do you want to see it for the second half?
They will definitely rue it. It will be completely rude. Rude for all time. The rudeness will be forever.
So they could have came up with 6 points before the half, putting it at least 18-12.
Mm-hmm.
The challenge, it might not necessarily gone their way. We're
And here we
not, we're
go.
not saying
But
it's
they
an
have to
absolute,
lose at that
but
point.
there you go. You got nothing to lose. It's a touchdown before the half.
It looks like he has both feet in. If there's another camera angle that shows us he has the ball, then I don't know how you don't give them the touchdown.
On that still shot that we have on view right now, it looks like he has controlled the ball and both feet are in bounds. It's difficult to say live. As the referee, it's a difficult call to make, but with the replay, it looks like it would have been good.
And again, from that vantage point, it's tough to tell, right? You're trying to engage it from the orange saucer line in the back end zone. But nonetheless, those 12-12 guys, the keys for the second half, starting with the Brotherhood. Last 2 drives, they come up short. How important is this drive for them on defense to come up with another turnover in their favor?
I'm confident the Brotherhood will be able to stop the Laval Finance once or twice again in this game. The way they've been playing defense, Dylan Taylor's been able to pick them apart a little bit, but it looks like it's a struggle. It doesn't look easy. They won't put up 40. This is not the sort of game they're going to put up 4 touchdowns in the second half. So it's going to come down to whether or not Brotherhood is able to get that momentum back, because right now they feel they're a bit out of sync out of it.
And this is the kind of game Brotherhood wants. They want to keep it low scoring. It's what they've done all season long. I wouldn't be surprised to see the vice grip tighten on defense for Brotherhood in the second half.
All right, for Laval's finest, they got off to a slow start. It wasn't their characteristic, let's run and gun and score 85 points in the first 2 drives here. And it felt like Dylan Taylor found his rhythm towards the end of the first half here. Their defense, though, they came up with some timely plays here. Can that carry over? Is it a melange of rushers with Nick Michaelis and co, or is it going to be Nick Michaelis who has to carry this low for them?
As the drives become more and more relevant to the outcome of the game, I think we'll see Nick Michaelis rushing more and more often. He's done a good job, but keeping him fresh and keeping him for the drives that matter, I think, will be key for Laval's finals.
To see him on the sideline trying to sort of stretching in his lightly position, I'm thinking maybe he pulled something. Maybe he needed to stretch, he needed the break. If it's just a matter of keeping his legs fresh, then definitely he's going to have a huge impact in the second half. He's been rushing really well so far against Theo Ojea. But to me, it's just a matter of whether or not they'll be able to. How many snaps are we talking about? Are we talking about 10 snaps where he's rushing only 10 times? Or are we seeing those 10, 12 snaps sort of drives where we're forcing the rusher to rush 30 times in the second half against a guy like Theo Ojea?
That's one of the things Theo Ojea does so well in the second half of games is really extend drives. So he may have to rush him on 10 or 12 plays, and those 10 or 12 plays might be long plays.
Yep. Agreed.
Not often these teams are tied at half. We look at the factor in the playoffs. Their toughest games, arguably, for the Laval Finals was against KGP, in which they won by 4. And for the Brotherhood, they had that tough battle against Dadbods, and then they played a very frisky 2.5 downs or 2 HD, which they pulled away here. So we'll see who can come up with a big turnover now in the second half.
They also had a game where they were not tested in the first round at all.
That's right. That is
Simon
right.
Daj's lightweight.
That was not tested at all. That's terrible.
Taylor rolling to the right, pressured. Incomplete, intended for Sam Machou, flagging the play with the opening play of the second half here. And
I like what I'm seeing. They flipped the defenses around. They moved Jeremy Ronson and Kwesi Gordon-Mall. They flipped them. So Kwesi's on the right side and Jeremy's on the left side. And it's interesting to see that they sort of balance their defenses a little bit for not allow Dylan Taylor to really use Sam Machou as much now that Kwesi Gordon-Mall's on him. It should be an interesting matchup to watch for the next few plays.
Now, gents, when you look at the Khalil Kerr factor, I know they go with Omar Jackson or some combination of.
Is he healthy though?
Well, Khalil Kerr played 3 games right the last few days of semifinal a week over here. But how much do they miss him in this style of play over here?
Well, we'll see that after this play more.
Taylor, cocking down the right sideline, touchdown Zorn, 18-12. Laval's finest.
Beautiful route by Zach Zwarn, Triple Z as we like to call them. It's he ran that fly really well. Bought this quarterback some time to put that ball in the back of the end zone, and it looked like a masterful pattern by Zach Zwarn.
And what's amazing about both these quarterbacks is their deep balls haven't been perfect, as we see here, kind of fluttering in the air, but the location of the ball has been perfect.
It's flawless.
And it just shows their ability and raw arm strength to be able to get it in less, get to their spot in less than optimal
chemistry with the
conditions.
receiver is perfect. The receiver sort of slowed down a little bit to buy time for that ball to
Box
get there.
out and get
and
it
then as
catch over
soon as he
shoulder.
saw he was getting there, he accelerated and was wide open to catch it.
A 12-point swing in the last 3 plays of FPF action. Here's Taylor looking to go up by 7. Ojea and swatted by Jamal Gittins. And with 20 to go, the Brotherhood's work has been cut out, down by 6.
A good read by Jamal Gittins on the play to sort of give up the corner and go in the back of the end zone. He read Dylan Taylor's eyes the whole way. They're up now. Laval's Finest back up by 6. It was 12-0 for Brotherhood a little bit earlier on. It's 18 unanswered points by Laval's Finest.
A game of runs this has become now. Simon Dagenet, PC Del Rizzo, Mo Collier in the Div 3 final. It is the late afternoon on day 2 of competition. 3 games here today, and this has been a good one so far to start off this day. Ojea looking right, quick pass, called by Jamal Gittins. He's going to be trapped by Kutris and Zorin. He'll be tackled for probably a 4-yard gain. And again, we look at the short attack here. We usually see a deep ball with that short setup for the deep play.
Well, again, that's not been the second half case for Theo Ojea all season long. He's been great at managing the clock.
Quick offense, and again, going to the left. Caught this time. None other than Saad Majid, his first catch. And he's come up with some big catches the last month or so. And a big one right there for him.
I'm happy to see Saad Majid be more involved. In his offense, it feels like he's a bit, not a leftover, but ignored a little bit. It's good to see him involved in the second half when he was open in the first one.
Especially, as we said, he was open earlier and not looked at.
Going with the Thunder offense. Again, Saad Majid, back-to-back catches. Voss with the tackle. And that'll be his second catch of the day. And that'll be for a 3-yard gain. And it'll be we'll see now. They're going to that no-huddle offense, guys, to try and keep Laval's Finest on their heels, and so far it's worked out pretty well.
There's a look that Theo Ojea likes, and he wants to keep Laval's Finest from huddling.
Jimmy Ajay playing the deep safety, looking to the right, pumping. Ajay goes to the right, and away he goes around Bekelis. And he's around two players and caught by Giancanos, and it will be enough for a first down with 18:18 left.
Nice run by Theo Jet to sort of not take a risk, not throw it across his body once again. Just took what was given to him. He had the run for first down. He made a defender miss, and he got the first down on the third down that sort of changes the game for them. Now their offense is driving. The no-huddle really worked well for them. Laval's fans couldn't really group up and discuss what was going on, and now Brotherhood's in the red. It's close to the red zone.
You can sort of see some heavy breathing right now from the Laval's defense.
And like we said, he saw a look that he liked, but as soon as that look was taken away, now they huddled up on offense, discuss a play.
17:45 left here. Ajay looking left, try to find Ahmed Majid, and that will be incomplete with 17:36 left.
I like the play design here. Ahmed Majid was open. The ball was slightly overthrown. He doesn't have the same sort of.
What also looked like Ahmed Majid, like as a snapper, sometimes you want to sit in the hole rather than run to the sideline. It kind of looked like he was expecting to sit. Theo J was expecting to go to the sideline. Just a slight miscommunication on a first down. No big deal.
Those are the safe throws that you like to see on first downs rather than in traffic trying to zip it in, you know?
As we approach 17 minutes left in this ball game, an 18-12 lead for Laval's Finest. Second down, high snap, one catch by Jay. Looking right, going to the end zone. In front, picked off, Zorn. Indeed it is.
So there's something up because every time Theo Ojea has been throwing the ball towards the sidelines, the ball seems to be in the air forever. And we've seen him zip balls in at some points in the game, but as we see on this one, you're going to see that ball just sort of hang long enough for Zwern to be able to make a jump perfectly on that ball. And that ball's thrown in double coverage.
It's on the double coverage, but my worry here is Omar Jackson didn't even fight for the ball. Zach Zwern played it perfectly. He cut right in front of him, and he looked like the receiver on the pattern rather than Omar Jackson, who sort of watched him jump in front of him and let him catch the ball uncontested.
And they're going to look at that play one more time here. A lot of traffic in front of the goal line here.
It'd be tough to get a good look at it.
But the only angle
fantastic play by Zach Zorn, right?
Yeah.
They could take nothing away from it, regardless if that's ruled in or not. That was still a phenomenal play by the DB.
Yeah, I wonder for the replay booth if they're looking at 2 feet, and that might be a blessing in disguise for the Brotherhood team just to refocus here, guys. What can they figure out here? The last 3 trips, they've come up with 2 INTs and couldn't score a touchdown here. And I think for them, their offense is kind of stagnated a little bit. And looking at the replay, we'll see what they can come up here if this is a clean INT by Zwern. So the catch is there. The feet, the question is, did it touch the white? And that angle may not prove worthwhile from that vantage point.
I don't know if we have enough to overturn it. I think because whichever way it was called on the field is the way that's going to stand, and it was called an interception. I think it's going to stand.
We don't have the right angle to see if there's actual turf between the white line
And this might be the best angle we have here, guys, coming up from the Eagle's eye.
Nope,
it was not. So there's a few things
here we go, guys. Let's see.
Perhaps actually.
Perhaps.
No, that's inconclusive.
So, like you said, there's not enough to. I don't think there's enough to overturn this. We can't have a clear shot whether it's right or wrong, and the call on the field was an interception, so we might stick to that.
Yeah.
Simply.
I think it's not a call that will be upheld. It's a call that just it'll stand, but it won't be upheld necessarily because we don't have the footage to truly uphold it.
Yes.
So then someone else says something.
I was expecting Mokan to sort of take over.
I was looking at the referees.
Enthralled with the replay.
Yeah,
it's an exciting play. So we've lost his attention.
It is but it's still a very impressive play on defensive.
It's incomplete. It's incomplete.
Wow, I don't know how we saw it. We had an angle to see.
We're also not referees.
The lifeline has been given out to the Brotherhood. The possession of football, that's what it was.
He lost possession as he went to the ground, so the ball popped out, saying that he never really caught the ball. They didn't survive the ground.
So like a Des Bryant situation, a thing that's no longer ruled in the NFL, still rule FPF, surviving the ground, so to speak.
Because if you don't survive the ground, then what are you? Dead?
I mean,
well,
that if you fall from an airplane and you don't survive the ground, then yes, you are dead.
But in this case, he didn't survive the ground, so what happens with the football?
Play dead.
So no more football?
No more football.
Football's
dead forever.
The game is over. You go home.
Goodbye, Miss American Pie.
All right, 16:31 left here. 18-12 lead. Simon Dagenet, PZ Delarizzi, Mocon here in the Div 3 final. We've had our first, perhaps, game-changing scenario, which went against the grain. Many thought it was an INT.
They could have challenged that second to last play of the half, and the game would have been tied at this point, right?
I'm happy we didn't bet on it for once.
Oh boy, that would have been a disaster.
We do bet on too many things.
I know.
Way too many things at times here. Base
This
formation.
hit my pocket.
Omar Jackson, Jamal Giddens on the right. Now Giddens flexing to the left, making the trips for Giddens' offense, for Ojea's offense, that is. Looking left. Theo Ojea going to traffic and deflected out of bounds. And again, a very tempting scenario going in traffic, and that almost cost him again.
It looked like it's twice where Theo J made the call in the huddle that he knew which route he was going to throw it to before the play was.
The one thing here is
the ball snapped.
It's a long pass. Theo J is throwing, and his feet are in the dead middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a 25 yard pass. He doesn't have the greatest arm in FPF.
Well, and especially today, it just seems
But
not as powerful as it has been throughout the season.
it's a quick out that you have to zip on the spot, which he knows. But it's a 25 yard pass. It's a long pass, and I don't think he realizes just how far he actually is from the end zone. That ball sort of takes time to get there, and the defender has a time to sort of make up with Jamal.
4th and goal. Big play now for both teams.
Do you think he tests Gittins again on Zach Zwern?
Ojea pumping pressure back in the end zone. Jackson, touchdown.
Beautiful catch by Omar Jackson in the back of the end zone. Nice adjustment. Theo J sort of saw that the play he wanted wasn't there. Saw that Omar Jackson stopped his pattern, seen that the development wasn't there, and threw it back. And he turned back to that ball, which was a phenomenal play.
A little backyard football for you from Brotherhood's playbook.
But it's something that not a lot of people are able to do, because if the receiver keeps going, that play's not there. Right? To see him stop and sort of allow him to go back to the ball, it's impressive.
How many times you turn to the receiver and say, why you keep running into coverage? And that's the case right there. Just these guys know each other that well.
And so far, guys, no one has hit on extra points. This will be a key one coming up for the Brotherhood's offense. 14:42 left. Ojea looking left, pumping, and he's sacked. And a flag will come out, and we'll see if this will be a redo. And now, gentlemen, I'll ask you this question. I spoke to someone earlier in the week or early in the playoff rounds. It feels like Theo J is better at the 2-point convert because he has more space to work with. Should he go for 2 as opposed to the 1 where it's a little bit more truncated in the goal line?
To me, going for 2 allows him to run 2. So that becomes a factor in the game where the Russian needs to consider the fact that Theo J could be running on this play.
And he keeps his eyes downfield. He can, once the defense starts to crash to help the rusher, he can hit a pass over their heads.
It is what he does best, is the fact that he becomes a dual threat where he could run or he could stop at the line and pass. On those 2-point converts, that allows him to have that dual threat effect. In the only one play, you know he can't run, so there's no point to cover that altogether.
It does look to be as though they're going to call the rusher for contacting the passer. Sort of like you can't really strip the ball in a sense.
You can't strip the ball, but you also cannot use the ball to protect your own
that's
flags.
like, I thought it was going to be a flag guard on Theo J.
So if the ball is held next to your hips, it could be called as a flag guard. But if the ball is held higher and the referee feels like the rusher punched the ball out of his hands, that's a flag. That's a nuance.
It does look like the call was against Laval's finest.
Nick McAllis with a little.
So Brotherhood's going for 2
from the 1 point
from the 5.
So with inside 14 to go, this 2-pointer could definitely be the determination of what happens
It's a
again.
huge game changer.
Laval's finest has given them 2 lifelines. They've cashed in on 1. Can he cash on the second on this drive for Theo J? And he'll have Kwesi Gordon-Mall on the left slot, Jackson and Giddens on the right side, and keep an eye out for Saad Majid, who's had some big catches, playing the left wideout. A little bunch formation to the right. Ojea, one-hand catch, looking to the left, pumping, back in the end zone. Jackson! He's got the 2, and it's now 20-18 with 13:22 left.
A very nice play by Omar Jackson. This is what he does best. He uses his size and his body to box out receivers and be the only one able to catch the ball, and you saw it here perfectly.
So at the back of the end zone, however, Laval's finest from this angle anyway, look to see be very reactive, slow to make a play. Are you guys surprised that as soon as the ball is heading towards the window, they're not swarming to the spot?
Defenders sort of waited. There was too many Brotherhood players, and they sort of allowed him to catch the ball undefended. I was also surprised that they're sort of passive.
Yeah.
And that drive almost took 8 minutes and change. And here is Dylan Taylor looking left, pumping, rolling to the right. He's got space. Jackson pursuing, and a great play by Dobbs Garnett for perhaps a 1
That's a sack.
yard sack, a
no.
1 yard gain that is officially now.
That's half a yard gain. That's killer because now he can't run the next play.
The odd thing is that the concept's been open for Dylan Taylor, but it's twice where he, instead of being patient and waiting for the concept to complete, he tries to run and hasn't been entirely successful.
I
doing
think the
that.
first read wasn't there. The second read wasn't there.
But the
and
third one backside opened up.
But if you can't, that doesn't mean he gets the third read, right?
Yeah, I think if he's a little bit more patient, he'll find that for yards.
12-10 left. Quick pass, McAllis up the middle, right by Ronson. He's tackled at the lip of the rush bag. It'll be 3rd and short coming up. We're 12:01 left in this second half.
I like to see these quick passes from the Las Finest. I don't think Brotherhood is ready to defend those quick fire passes. This could work really well for the Las Finest moving up.
McAllis with a video game LR or L2, R2 move right there. And with
He did the
11:42.
circle, though.
You can use
They got
circle,
that spin.
triangle.
Yeah,
You use the X.
What Mokon's trying to say here.
11:35 left.
Mokan clearly hasn't played a video game in 15 years.
Rolling to the right. And Taylor stopped.
It's the same thing. It's the exact same play as they called before. The third time from the backside. If he's just patient by another quarter of a
He
second.
didn't try to read. He just ran.
I know, but
But-
Sam Ashton's open over the middle of the field.
I think he wasn't expecting Kwesi Gordon to rush him on that play,
Mhm.
and the rusher got there on time. Now he can't run on 4th down. He has to get he has to get the completion, and he doesn't have the opportunity to buy time and beat the rush.
Well, unfortunately for Dylan Taylor, you only rushed for 56 yards on 9 carries this past regular season.
It's not the
fleet of
thing that
foot.
he does best.
No, it's
also,
not.
he also didn't try to run in the season.
I
Usually
think that's why he lost quarterback of the year in Division 3, boys.
Yeah, missed those rushing yards.
Those rush yards. All right, 4th and a nose coming up here. This could be a big play now for the Finest offense. Rolling to the right, quick pass. McAllis through the traffic. He avoids one, and he'll get more than enough for the first down as Ronson got to him. And boy, oh boy, a game of inches benefited Laval's offense.
Crowd was excited there. It looked like he might get free for a moment.
I thought he was going to miss him and then just go up the sidelines, but he did not.
He
Tackle
might have.
was-
We saw it there in the replay.
It's a good tackle.
Very good play.
Very
Good
good tackle
space
by
the
Jeremy
defender.
Ronson.
And Ronson's been one of the top tacklers for this Brotherhood defense with 10:20 left here in this second half.
He's been one of those key contributors whose names we don't mention because it's not Kwesi Gordon Mall, because it's not Theo Ojea, but not Jamal Gittins, but he's had a great season.
And now a new fresh set of downs. Taylor looking left, going deep left, caught by Nick McAllis, forced out by Jamal Gittins with 10 to go now in this ball game.
So Theo Ojea keeps baiting Dylan Taylor by allowing
To go over top.
allowing Jimmy Ojea to run that corner. How long do you think it's going to be before Dylan Taylor mistakenly takes that bait?
But I think if it's not a fade, but it's an actual corner route,
Mhm.
I don't think Theo's able to actually get all the way across.
So if you think if they run like a hard corner.
Yes, if it's a hard corner, I think that Jimmy Ojea might be able to beat him due to how he positioned himself in the field. But so far, it's been more corners or fades that
Mhm.
Theo Ojea could make up for.
9:32 left here. Zach Zorn, the right wide out, looking right. He will go to Zorn, caught, and Gordon Mall right there, and he spins out of it, and that will be enough for the touchdown. And now they go up 24-20. Is this a 2-point scenario coming up here for this Laval's offense?
It look,
I would say so.
Yeah,
you're,
it looks like
you're,
it.
You're up by 4 points now. So what's the point of being up by 4 by 5? It's the same thing. Go up by 6.
How do you
Or
spe-
attempt to go up by 6.
how do you spell TD, Simo? Spelled Z, Z, Z. Zachary Zizwern, right there, baby.
So you're sleepy? You want to go to bed
I'm kind of
already?
He had 12 during
It's been a
the
long
regular
couple days.
season. We had a long day yesterday there,
Yeah.
partner.
Thank
Very
you,
long day.
Because you weren't here.
Sorry, I gotta have my boys back. You know what I mean? Then
No.
all right,
It's his fault. He wasn't here.
fair.
He did this to us.
I messed up everything yesterday. All right, here we go. Big 2-point convert for Taylor's offense. Drop it back. McAllis is a second quarterback. Taylor's going to take off. Away he goes. Will he get by? No, he won't.
Beautiful
Man, it's
play.
so hard to run against the Brotherhood offense.
And he knows it too.
But
Dylan
it-
Taylor knew it too.
He hasn't been able to run. The rushers, either rushers are able to catch up to him and not allow him to get those big yards after
Mhm.
gain. And right there, you saw it. It wasn't Jamal Gittins that made the tackle. It was the rusher once again.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, the first drive for the Brotherhood took almost 8 minutes. We're at the 8:15 mark here. Is it a matter of them now taking their time, or do you want a quick strike offense to get one more possession out of this ball game?
So there's two philosophies. One, you score really, really quickly within 2 minutes.
Mhm.
You give the other team 6 minutes, and you get that final possession. The other one is take as much time as you want, score, and then play defense.
I think that's what we're going to see from Brotherhood. That's what we've seen all season long.
Ajay looking for the killer shot. Ajay sacked. Indeed he is. And I'm quite surprised by Theo Ajay holding on to the ball so long. He's very quick with that football out of his hands, and He takes another sack in this ball
It
game.
looked to be a double read. He was hoping Gittins would break off into comeback, but Gittins waited too long to break off into the comeback, and Theo J had to hold on to the ball. Maybe a time there to either discard it or take off.
Here's a
looked
replay right there, guys.
It looked like an audible to me. I think Theo J wanted that fly, and Jamal Gittins was not able to really burn the receiver, so he stopped, which made Theo J hesitate.
Giannikos with a sack and a quick pass. Gittins now up the sidelines around one man. Round two, guys. Jamie J will force him out, and that will be more than enough for a first down. A killer backbreaker play by the Brotherhood offense.
That's a big play by Brotherhood offense to sort of negate the sack entirely, get the first down, move the chains. Zach Zorn, who has been really good today, just missed a tackle and allowed them to sort of get back in the game.
It's gonna happen in games like this, and you see competitiveness of Jimmy Ojea. He's getting in the ear of Zach Zorn. Zach Zorn knows he missed that flag, but Jimmy Ojea is definitely not gonna let him
Pretty
forget
sure I
it.
told him, instead of going for a tackle, just push him out of bounds.
Yes.
Don't take the risk. Just step in front of him, push him out of bounds.
Do the push pull.
Yeah.
Push and pull back.
Running up the
hopefully you get
sideline like
flag.
that for sure. Just it's one step, right?
Yeah.
6:35 left here. The pace of play favoring the Brotherhood offense so far in the second half. A jail. Back foot caught by Gordon Mall, and that should be enough for a first down. It is indeed with 6:20 left here. Voss on the tackle, and now they're inching at the goal line door.
I like what I'm seeing from the Brotherhood's offense to sort of take these deep hooks, but all across the field. He's using the entire field, not just keying to one receiver. We haven't seen him throw it to dead in the middle often this game. It hasn't been something they really key on, but Koizi Gordon Mall was open.
But it was a route adjustment too by Kwesi Gordon Mall. He ran it sort of like a deep end and stopped when he found the hole. So it wasn't like a hook on the spot. He sort of needed to just find
It was
soft
that
spot.
key
in the
play that
defense.
we've seen multiple times earlier in the first half.
5:50 left in this ball game. Gordon Mall, the left slot back. High snap, caught by Ajay, looking over the middle. He's going to roll to his left, pivots to the right, tries to get around Giannikos. He does. Around two guys, and the 6-pointer
What a ridiculous
as
move.
he broke the ankles of Voss to make it a 26-24 lead with 5:32 left.
Someone's going to need a podiatrist.
Insurance on these ankles. That was a disgusting cut right off. Our pile and con should actually have a very good view of that.
Yeah,
Here's a replay right here, gentlemen. And a 1v1, and he made him go left, and he walked in with ease.
That was disgusting.
I've never been so happy to not be on the field.
Your ankles.
I think you heard your ankle from up here watching that
Wow.
play.
I need to sit down.
But that's the sort of thing when you know you're the last defender, you should be pushing him inwards towards your teammate, not outwards. So you
Push where you have help.
you should have forced him. You should have forced him stick on the sideline and forced him inwards. And Johnson Voss made a mistake there.
It's also the hard running of Theo J. Looks like he's heading for the sideline, stops, and then gets back
You
out.
wanted to make the play and not allow a touchdown.
Yeah.
And now they're going for the 2-point convert with 4:45 left here. This might be the play for them. Caught Gittins.
Surprised not to see a penalty on that. That should have been rusher interference.
And with that, it is a 28-24 lead with 4:35 left here. Are we going to see this being the last possession of the game, or does the Brotherhood somehow sneak out another possession?
It looks like they'll end up if Laval's Finest does drain the clock and score. Brotherhood will likely have plays left. I think no matter what, we will see Brotherhood with the ball, either with a chance to close the game out or a chance to win the game.
4 minutes and 5 plays is a long time. We're looking at 12, 13 play drive. I don't think the Voss fans will be able to milk that clock. So I think they're going to score before. Either they score or they get intercepted before the time runs out.
Taylor looking left, caught right behind, and here comes Jamie Ajay, pushed out of bounds by his brother Theo. And with 3:55 left here, that will be more than enough for a first down at midfield.
20 seconds, 20 yards. That's exactly what we're saying. They're not a slow-paced offense. They're going to take what's given to them. I don't think they want to score more than anything else. Scoring matters. You're not time management, which could bite them back.
And we saw the great route adjustments before by Brotherhood, but great route adjustment there. Jamie Ojea looked in, had to turn back to his other shoulder, catch the ball.
Have not mentioned Sam Mashiv's name that much at all since his touchdown. We'll see if he fancies him now. Looking right, going to this Warren, and he will get it, spins out of bounds, and tackled by Kwesi Gordon Mall with 3:18 left. It'll be second down coming up.
I like what I'm seeing from the Laval fans. Dylan Taylor takes what the Brotherhood's defense is giving him. He's not trying to force anything. He's not trying to be fancy. And this is why this drive feels like they're going to go two for two for about, 25, 26 yards? It's a very good stats.
And now we'll see who will be the numbered called for this Laval's offense. 2:53 left here. Simone Dagenet, PZ Delarizi, Mo Connier. A 4-point lead, 28-24 lead for the Brotherhood over Laval's Finals. 1-1, and has lived up to the expectation. High snap, and that will cost Laval's offense a few yards of real estate.
A lot of yards of real estate. That's actually like a 10-yard loss.
That's probably the worst thing that could happen.
It's one of those difficult things that it's just bad luck, right? Nobody wants this to happen. The snappers isn't doing it on purpose. It's that one surprise thing. Theo Bikelis is not the sort of snapper that misses those usually. We see him playing for Monstars in Division 1. He rarely misses, but it's unfortunate what just happened.
Now, as crazy as it sounds, if you're Laval's Finals, you take that loss, you call a timeout to preserve time because you may not hit this first down with this being extremely long. And Taylor will go deep. Zoran catches it down the right sidelines, and Garnett with the tackle with 2 to go in this ball game.
It's tough, though, Mo, because if you take the timeout and then you do score, you've given more plays to the Brotherhood offense. So you kind of want to hope that.
But you've come up with 2 INTs in theory over the Brotherhood offense,
but time
right?
is on Laval's finest side. If they can milk this clock all the way and score with less than 5 plays left in the game, this put Brotherhood at a disadvantage. So they want to take that time off the clock as much as possible. But now they need to convert on that first down. That was a 10-yard game, but it's still 4th and 6.
Yeah, we're only 90 seconds and 5 plays at this point.
I mean, this isn't the easiest of positions to be in. If you don't score, you're in a very tough spot afterwards.
And a big play now for this finest offense. 1:23 left in this ball game before 5 plays. Early snap move by Gordon Mall. Looking right. Going short. Picked off. Deflected by Theo Jaya.
Beautiful PD by Theo Jaya, who instead of playing safety like every single play, decided to shoot underneath. Something we haven't seen him do in the entire game. Decided to right here and made a beautiful play on the hook to Zach Zorn that stopped the 4th down conversion. And now Dylan Taylor's offense is off the field. There's a minute 10 and a half. They took a timeout to try to preserve as much time as possible to get the ball back, because if the Brotherhood scores, this could be over.
I thought that Dylan Taylor was going to take a shot there for sure, because best case scenario is you score, worst case scenario you're where you would have been anyway.
But you may take a shot to Sam Ashton in the back.
But you know that they're going to be defending that first down line. Because for Brotherhood, allowing a first down there, it would have been a dagger.
But you know what, though, guys?
For sure.
The missing piece, Ramash Stubb, he might have been that go-to guy, right? And that might have changed the whole dynamics of that defensive call for the Brotherhood.
Ramash Stubb's a phenomenal receiver who's very, very difficult to cover to his size and speed. And I agree that we're most likely been the go-to guy on that play.
And now for Theo Jaya, picture of concentration coming up for this young man and trying to win this title as a quarterback. Going to the crossbody, and that is picked off by Zwern as the concentration went in favor of Laval's Finest. A huge play going to the well one too many times, and it cost him dearly on that play.
Once again, you see that pattern where he runs to one side, decides to throw a crossbody, but the exact same thing to the one that we reversed earlier is Zach Zwern ran the pattern, ran the comeback for him, and caught that ball, whereas Omar Jackson simply stood by and watched him catch the ball. He didn't even come back to the ball. He was already sitting
Why
down.
would you make that throw? He had Sad Machine on the other sideline.
That was a mistake.
Wide open.
The throw was a mistake, but the receiver didn't bail him out neither.
No help. No help from there.
And now Dylan Taylor with the director's pen. Deflected up in the air. Bikels with the catch. Ronson with the tackle as we now wind down towards 5 plays. And with about 18 and change left before 5 plays, there should be now probably 6 plays to go. And at this point, it's all on Dylan Taylor's arm and whether or not he will get this team the victory or the loss.
Brother would call timeout.
They should have called timeout 10 seconds earlier, as soon as the play finished.
Why wait 10 seconds?
Because now with 10 seconds left on the clock, if that's the right clock, by the way, with 10 seconds left on the clock, if there's only 10 seconds left on the clock, we're looking at a situation where there's a chance there's no other play afterwards. If there's 20 seconds left on the clock, you could call timeout once again and get an extra play before the 5 plays.
And now, Dylan Taylor back in the director's chair. Can he perform an act that many thought was over after he threw that incompletion? Here he is, looking left, rolling to the right, going towards Zoran again, and he'll be called incomplete.
Now they need to take a timeout before it runs out. And they did.
They do with 2.3. So they could get the ball back, or they could see themselves one more play if they are scoring here at Laval's Finest.
There's 6 plays left in the game, and it's 3rd down and 8 for Laval's Finest's offense.
Zach Zwern was indicating he believed he caught the ball. I thought I heard the thud from up here, however.
Well, that's being challenged by Laval's Finest?
Is it being challenged?
From the looks of it, it's not being challenged.
Don't know.
That timeout is called by Steve Hodod, who is the head of field officials. It looks like
Yeah,
they're
it is
gonna be
being
calling
challenged.
So
It's
here we
going to
go.
be tough to get a clear look at that, though.
I think
Although we were entirely wrong last time when we thought we didn't have a look.
Yeah,
I
we
think
know
the
nothing.
best angle might be the field camera angle that we have.
I don't think it's too far for the field angle.
And looking where the ball lands and where Zoran's hands are, it's tough to gauge it from that point.
I think the referee had the best positioning. Referee Rich Lachance was right there in front of him. I think he had the best angle possible. I don't
This
think
might give us the better angle right here, guys.
it's
Yeah.
still the camera's not. It's a bit blurry. I think the referee had the best angle possible. If you
We
called
also
it.
have a smaller screen here
And
to see
then-
more than the referees.
We got to look at the
We do have
webcam
a small
angle as well. And here we go. This might give us a faint hope of angle here. So let's see what it shows.
Everyone looks so tiny on the screen.
Everything looks tiny. Every
Well, I
time.
mean, it's kind of cold.
From this projection, it looks like, I think it's inconclusive, humbly speaking. This is going to be our sideline angle, be the best one to gauge it from where we are, guys.
From that angle, it does look like he caught it, though. It does look like his hands were below the ball and he just kind of
The
swooped it
ball
off
doesn't
the ground.
move at all.
It's hard to tell because a receiver, you always think you catch it when it's close, right?
Momentum of the ball brought his hands down, but the question is, did the ball move as he caught?
Was the ball on the ground when he caught it or not?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought I heard the thud in the ground. Of course, it's not how you make the call.
Also, we're very far
We're
away.
very far away. But that's what I'm saying. Like the
And you're deaf, so
well, but
you could have heard different things.
if I did hear it from all the way up here.
It has been confirmed.
So incomplete it is. As
Told you heard the thud. I was right. You're deaf. Go home.
Okay.
All right, so there's 2.3 left before 5.
My glasses are blurry. Can't hear what you're saying.
And now with 2.3 left before 5 plays here. Big,
I don't have glasses.
big play coming up.
Or
here.
ears.
Apparently, because I didn't hear the thud.
28-24 lead for the Brotherhood.
Next challenge, we're gambling on it. I'm done with this. I'm
can't-
done with not gambling on
There's
roadshow
no more
day.
challenge on this game.
This is like bet heaven.
Taylor looking right. Going to Meshtub. Caught. Touchdown. Does he maintain possession? Yes, he does.
Beautiful touchdown by Sam Mashub in back of the end zone, beating Omar Jackson on the corner route. We talked about Sam Mashub a little bit, well, like 5 minutes ago, saying he wasn't really involved in the second half, and he came down with a huge play
And at least 5 plays for Brotherhood.
And
try
now
and, get
Jay
back to the
Bowman.
to try to win the game.
Yeah.
It appears that they're going to try to challenge this play. Will it be? And now the referees will converse.
So what are we betting? The next purchase of adult beverages?
All right, gentlemen, we have to look at the
That's
replay again
Sadly,
here.
that's our worst corner.
I know.
Is it a question of possession as he landed out? That is the question that the Brotherhood are challenging
Let's
right
try and take a
now.
look at the ball.
Still a great pattern by Sam Mashub. He really sold it in before he went on the corner. I have to give him some credit. There was a big boy pattern, and
Yeah.
he really made Omar Jackson look bad as a defensive
And
player.
it's just the discipline to stay with the route until the last possible moment and then break out.
Yeah, it's the right way to run a corner is to try to keep your the defensive player inside on your in hips, so you can burn him as soon as you start going outwards.
Okay, possession
To
is
the out
maintained.
hips.
He's got the
No,
ball.
The DB needs to be on the inside.
But then you
Feet
go to the out hips.
Are
It hits the
in,
out hips.
I hate you.
and now does the ball bobble as he lands on the ground? That's what Omar Jackson is saying.
Also,
is
is he
the-
inbounds when he
He
caught
had
the
both
ball?
feet in, yes. I think that's definitely confirmed. The question is, did he maintain possession on impact? And that's where I think he's saying he bobbled it. But again, that's inconclusive to see if the ball is actually moving in his hands.
Yeah, from our angle.
That would be a huge drop again by Sam Mashub.
Right there. If we go back on the replay, guys, if we get our replay booth to just reverse it, 2 more pixels. 1 more pixel, guys. 1 more. 1
It's
more.
a frame, not a pixel, Mocha.
Whatever. Right there. He,
I was thinking you wanted to be clearer. This is not
Enhance.
CSI. That's not how it works.
Enhance!
sorry.
Enhance!
I've been watching a lot
And
of
we
that.
can see his shorts color now.
As you know, I was on my deathbed. I was watching on CSI for
Yeah.
the last few days here.
And then it's a picture. We can see the serial number of his shorts.
One thing, now that we've enhanced it, I can see Sam Mashtub's DNA.
Grissom, what's going on over here?
Serial number of his shorts.
All right, if we get back to the end zone angle, and this will not show as much from the field level webcam.
It's a bit far for the point.
Yeah, that will not. I think what we'll just do is establish possession. But what we need here is the eagle eye camera for our production team, which is Eagle.
A lot of challenges in this game. If this was a playoff game, it would be a very different atmosphere.
But it's amazing though, where you have like 20 referees conversing for touchdowns confirmed.
Touchdown is confirmed. Laval's finalists are now up by 2. Convert means nothing.
I think now you owe us a pitcher.
Do you what?
What?
We didn't bet. No.
I shook hands. We weren't.
You
looking.
said no. I said yes.
All right.
I win. You owe me a pitcher.
No, we didn't bet.
So now, do you decline the convert considering it doesn't matter?
Yes. Nothing good can happen from the convert.
Because if you throw a pick 6, it's a tie game.
Yeah.
And
Well, if they go for 2.
yeah, if they go for 2, but if they go for 1,
But it's
not.
irrelevant, right?
It is indeed, but I just think right now it gives Theo Jed this opportunity to figure out his game plan, because with this timeout unofficially, it'll have him enable or figure out what he can do on that next drive.
5 plays left, down by 2.
which is more than enough time. when you
Dream
think about
scenario
it, right?
as a quarterback.
Yeah.
So it'll be an overload to the right, trips right, Mashtub, Bikelis, and Zoran on that side. Ajay middle. Great catch by Theo Bikelis.
Undefined, they knew this didn't matter. This knew was irrelevant.
3-point lead.
If you're a competitive quarterback, this is exactly the scenario you want. You're down by less than 6 points. You have 5 plays to score. Score, you win a championship. Don't, you lose.
Well, unless they score first play. If Al's Finance goes back, kicks a field goal to that game. Nope, not going to happen. We have no field goals. This is
Also,
FPL.
we can't kick the ball. That's a
Yes.
penalty.
No, there is no kicking in this game here, boys. All right, 31-28 lead. Guys, it is go-to. Who's the go-to receiver for this
Been
Brotherhood
Jamal
offense?
Gittens all game long.
Crazy Gordon
no,
Ball,
I mean, I
maybe?
could see Sal Majid being involved in this drive right here.
He's got to look at that wide open hook, first of all.
And now we get things organized, and here we go. 5 plays left. Quarterback wants that, and here is Theo Jev. Avoids 1 rush. Looking to jump, and he'll pass it off to Gittens, and he's bracketed, and he'll be tackled by Zoran. And that will be short of a
that's a first
more
down.
than enough for first down with 4 plays to go.
This is an
Good
interesting.
spot.
This is an interesting decision by Teoja not to run, take that easy connection for 10, 12 yards. This is exactly what you need as an offense to keep moving. If they get 10 yards every time, they're going to be in the red zone in 2 plays, and then they get 2 plays for the end zone from a good distance.
We actually saw on this play, he looked at Saad Majid on the outside, like we talked about, because it's been open. Instead, he breaks across the field and made a play. Because, look, if you're Theo J, you're an athlete, go make plays.
Also, it wasn't there. The read wasn't there. He
No,
didn't try
no.
to force it. This is something that he hasn't been doing all season. He doesn't. Not a lot of turnovers. Doesn't force the ball, and that's why Brotherhood's been so successful.
They
4
changed the
plays to
size of
go.
Omar Jackson and Kwesi Gordon Mall.
At the lip of midfield. A jail rolling to the left. Going cross body. Has Gordon Mall. Through the hands. Incomplete. And he's knocked over. And a flag coming out.
That was a good flag, as you had to stare down after the play for absolutely no
Again,
reason.
a lot of times the penalty is called because you stare down.
Yeah.
If you do something wrong, just like go hand.
Walk
let the hand
away.
out,
Yeah, hand him
you know,
out.
like,
Get him
help
back up. Apologize. Say, listen, I'm sorry,
Is this
buddy.
a PI or is this going to be
It can't be PI because it's after the ball and make contact with the receiver. The ball's already out of bounds when it happened.
And he called it.
It's called what?
I believe it's going to be unnecessary.
I love
contact.
how
Contact.
Mo acted like he knew, and then when we called him out, he didn't know.
He's like, he called it.
What's IT?
IT is intentional touching.
Wow, that would be a great call.
So they called unnecessary contact.
Yeah.
Which gives them an automatic first.
And the inch
Because,
closer towards
whether or
the
not
end
it was
zone.
caught was already resolved, and so then it was just about whether.
So the play is that they do lose a play. There's
Yeah.
only 3 plays left. They gain 5 yards, but there's only 3 plays left,
Correct.
which is the bigger factor here.
Now the concentration gets a lot tighter. Ajay looking, rolling to the left. He's going to take off. Ajay avoids 2, avoids 3.
Oh my
Ajay,
God.
Oh
one more
my
beat,
God!
touchdown.
Oh my God! That's disgusting.
He
That
broke
is
ankles.
disgusting. He juked out the entire team. He juked out the entire team.
Literally everyone missed the flag. Some guys missed 3 times.
But it's the juke. It's not like guys
Yeah.
missed.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah, yeah.
He made them look bad. They look
There's-
like me out there.
Here it is right here, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ankles broken.
Those are the ankles I'm most counting, not the people.
Today, if we were intact, we would be paying a lot of insurance on ankles. Like a lot.
And what's not intact is the ankles on the field.
Is this the right move to go for the extra point, guys, or we just give it up and say let's
It
play
also,
for
again,
defense?
doesn't matter.
I know, but that's what I'm saying, though, right? Just go straight to defense here.
I
2
think
plays left, by the way.
I
once
think
this
it's
is
also a
done.
momentum kind of thing where you want to shove it down their throat that you're able to score on every single play. There's only 2 plays now. 2 plays
Yeah.
is not this ideal situation as a quarterback.
No.
5 is. 4 is acceptable.
Do you
with
get to
two
half?
stuff.
Do you get to half field and then take 1 shot, or you take 2 shots at the end zone?
You have to
Go to
chop
half.
it in half because
Yeah.
2 prayers is not very good.
But 2 prayers better than 1.
Yes.
For a 4-point lead, a very soft defense, and Gittin slowly goes into the end zone for the points. So a 35-31 lead, and from our vantage point,
This is an interesting decision. Like overall, could he at least have been tackled?
No.
could anybody play football?
What happened was everyone was afraid we don't want to miss more tackles and look bad again.
so there's 2 plays left. And away we go. 35-31 lead. And to go back to the question that you posed to Peasy here, Simo, do you work half the field and get one more quality chance in the
Two
end zone?
plays.
or
I think there's 2 options. Either you have somebody drop back and take 2 shots with an extra quarterback, so you buy time, or you chop it more than half and then you take a real shot at
oh
it.
boy, they missed Rod Mashtub in this scenario. And here is Taylor looking over the middle, called by Mashtub, dropped by Sad
Dropped by
Mashtub.
Sam Mashtub.
And now we come to the conclusion of this ball game.
The 73 watching live will
74.
74. We'll see the conclusion of this game,
We're
35-31.
They must think this is WrestleMania. Like, wait a minute, it's not WrestleMania.
Or the Masters.
Do we
Oh,
have
the
more viewers
Masters.
than the Masters?
What?
Wait
we
a
have
minute.
more
We
viewers.
don't have more views. We'd be very happy if we had more views.
If we have more
than
views than the
Masters.
Masters, we have people
We're all
calling
getting
for
We'd
raises
have a
here.
lot of money.
Yes.
That's what we would have.
We're going to be on ESPN going head-to-head with the Masters on CBS.
Who's ESPN?
It wouldn't have just been me being brought here in my Lexus. It would have been you two and
Or we
Mo Khan
more
as
than
well.
Alexis.
We've been given STM cards to take over here to Brossard.
Yeah, Mo, you have an STM card.
All right, here we
Last
go.
play of the game here.
Last play of the game. Jackson in the end zone. Giddens now at the lip, along with Theo J. Ronson playing middle linebacker. They're going to go with the double rush. Snap is there. Second quarterback dropping. And now for the win.
Ooh,
Off
it hits
the ceiling and a thud of an ending.
The worst
and
way to
the
lose.
Brotherhood win the Div 3 title 35-31.
The
My
worst way to
God.
lose. If at least you could give your
Jesus.
receivers a chance to make a play on the ball, fight for it. The ball hits the ceiling. Nobody catches the ball. And it's a terrible way to lose by Laval's fans. It's a great play. Great game by both teams. But it's a tough way to lose the way Brotherhood was allowed to score before with the 3 plays left.
The turning point in this game was what then, gentlemen?
Hitting the ceiling of the building.
No, to me the turning point was the interception by Zach Joint that was overruled.
Overturned, yeah.
Thank you.
Either way.
Both are good.
Yes.
Don't confuse me.
2 things can be one thing.
So to me that was a turning point. If they would have had an interception, which that drive ended up in scoring, that would have been huge for Laval's finest momentum to move up and get that lead. But the fact that it was overturned,
Yeah, it's, and honestly, surprising call to me, but it went up to the booth, and in the booth they had all the angles to look at it, and it was upheld. Sorry, it was overturned. So it definitely gave new life to Brotherhood.
And we know who's getting the bigger stake here. It'll be Theo over Jamie at the Ojea household on this Orthodox
there's
Easter
no
Sunday.
doubt in my mind Theo J is the MVP in this game.
Yeah, and
These
honestly,
runs were disgusting.
how rough must it be for Jamie J to be one of the guys who missed the flag, to be the last guy back to miss the flag on Theo J.
There's going to be a lot of nagging in that house.
Yeah. Right.
And now we will go down to the trophy presentation. Take it away.
All right, guys, thank you. So I'm here with the freshly minted Division 3 champions. I'm going to present the trophy to the official captain of the team, Sad Majid, the Brotherhood Division 3 champs, Winter 2018. Congrats.
And they're missing Theo J actually in this whole process, and now he'll finally come in there to get
He's
the trophy.
getting ready for his next opportunity at the championship.
The camera's on you guys. And there's one last thing to present. Finals MVP, Theo Ojea.
So Theo J wins the finals MVP for the Div 3 playoffs. And without a doubt, a thrilling end to what has been a tantalizing Div 3 season in the FPF winter category. And with that, Theo J left ankles for dead on that game-winning touchdown run, and they won 35-31 in a thriller over the Laval's Finals, who many thought could have prevailed without Rod Matchtub. And unfortunately for them, the clock struck midnight, and they lose by 4. And without a doubt, here, PZ, quickly, before we sign off. Sorry, PZ. Caught you off guard. The Brotherhood for the future of this direction, the team here, they win. Do they go Div 2 next winter?
The team was already too good to be in Division 3. It's a well-built team. It's across the board. There's a ton of talent. I was surprised to see them in Division 3 again. It's going to be tough though, because it's a huge step up to go from Division 3 to Division 2. How Theo Gio will do as a quarterback if he moves up, and how this team will do, what they'll do with the roster. These are all questions left unanswered for about a month or so before the spring season starts.
And there you go, as we will sign off here for this Div 3 season, as the victorious, elated Brotherhood team winning in front of their hometown crowd as they win 35-31. Big thank you to Robert Campana, Alex Dakla, the entire staff and crew, Peasy and Simon Dagny. Great job by you three clowns, Eagle, you, and
Okay, I thought you were counting yourself as
No, it's kind of you guys as being the clowns. But nonetheless, though, a thriller. And now we move on and get ready for next season coming up in spring, which will be May 13th.
All right.
On behalf of everyone here, we wish you good evening. A thriller, Brotherhood wins, and they are the king of the D3 Mountain. Bye for now.